Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the place where I mostly talk about games, movies, TV series and anime, usually reviewing them in order to determine whether they are worth the watch or play. As there are literally an overabundance of content present to watch or to play, I'm just trying to be a guide of sorts to help you filter out the content and find the ones which are actually worth your time investment. So, keeping up with the theme of the series, today we're gonna check out Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So, to anybody unaware, this is a spin-off series based on a 2005 movie of the same name, starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. The original movie was a fun action comedy where two spies from rival intelligence agencies falls in love, gets married, and still managing to keep their identities hidden. But the action and chaos starts once the secrets are revealed.
Come on, sweetheart. Come to daddy.
Who's your daddy now?
I was a preteen when the movie originally came out, and I remember it being funny yet an action-filled ride. Still, when I first heard about the spin-off series nearly 2 decades later, I became skeptical as observing current trends, thinking it to be yet another cash grab playing on people's nostalgia. And I continued being dismissive about the project until I heard that Donald Glover will be playing one of the lead and he will also be one of the producers of the show. This gave me a little confidence and a bit of a hope for the series, as I have been following Donald Glover's acting career before he became Childish Gambino since his days in Community, which is still one of my favorite shows of all time. And without a doubt, he is a talented artist. So, my expectations will be matched or not. Come join me and let's take a look if this new spin-off series is actually worth watching or just another entry in a long list of cash grabs.
So you didn't mean it?
No, I do.
That's cool.
So, as I mentioned before, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the original movie was an action comedy where two spies from opposing organizations, being unaware about each other, falls in love and gets married. But the thrill and action begins when the secrets are revealed and their loyalties are tested. This movie was genuinely a fun experience which I can still to this day easily recommend as a nice couch movie for the weekend. The series, on the other hand, took an inverse approach towards its direction, where John and Jane Smith will be played by Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, respectively, who are new spy recruits in a mysterious unknown organization, and they have been partnered together as a married couple to maintain their cover, hence the Smiths. So here you will be observing how these two strangers are put together in this situation by their employer, and this is a story of how their relationship will grow from being complete strangers to each other into a romantic partnership.
Do you want to kiss me?
The show tries to put an equal emphasis on the spy thriller element alongside the romantic drama, as John and Jane are getting accustomed not only with each other but also with this new life of a spy, where they have to go on assignments and perform ethically questionable tasks to undertake various objectives. Here, throughout the series, you will clearly observe how our Smiths are opening up to their reservations about each other and also towards the kind of work they do.
Do you feel bad? I feel really bad.
This narrative approach is how series is trying to set it apart from the movie, as not only the story theme is kinda reversed, but also the series provides a new layer of additional romantic drama into the mix of action comedy to add more substance and complexity towards the storytelling, where the entirety of the screen time will be focused on the dynamics between our Smiths and how they handle their missions, where the show will also have a solid cast of support characters who are thrown into the mix to act as buffer between a spy couple and also help them with their character development.
You got this.
You can do it, Toby. Just get over. Hurry up.
One leg over slowly.
We don't have a lot of time.
There you go.
He knows we're in a hurry, right?
It's okay, John. Okay.
The series also tries to do a lot of world building around the franchise, as the movie did not have much of a runtime to explore deep into its backdrop and the settings. But on the other hand, given the longer runtime of a series, it takes this opportunity and tries to explore further into this particular world of spies through the eyes of our newly partnered recruits, as they themselves are trying to figure out on what the organization is, or how it functions, or what their hierarchy is like, and even trying to gain an insight on the other agents who are Johns and Janes. This really helps add depth and substance towards the day-to-day life of our new Smiths and this new spy world they just became a part of. The another thing which is done differently here is the overall tone of the show. The original movie was a fun action comedy, whereas this is also an action comedy but with a heavy emphasis on drama and dark humor, which adds a layer of danger and seriousness to the overall theme of the show, with some fun moments blended into the mix.
Whatever happens, I love you.
But, as I have said before, the show will mostly explore on the romantic relation between John and Jane, on how two awkward strangers slowly started cozying up to one another, becoming a dynamic duo. And even though they successfully managed to capture a different perspective on a romantic spy drama, which I personally liked, yet this is also a part which made the watching experience a bit of a drag, as the overpresence of drama caused the entire narrative progression to become quite slow and dull. It is a different thing entirely to hold a moment to justify its significance, so that the progression doesn't feel rushed or shallow. But I felt like they kinda overdid with the slow pacing, especially in the earlier episode. That will certainly require some patience before you pick up an interest. This might be my biggest and most probably the only major issue I had with the show, as I personally liked and enjoyed most of the creative liberty they took alongside their new narrative approach towards direction. The performance done by Donald Glover and Maya Erskine is also pretty splendid, where they both have a weird chemistry together that just works on the screen. And also, I very much liked their cinematography with accompanied sound scores that provide the show with an unsettling cinematic tension. And even after possessing many core differences in its approach towards setting and narrative, the series still manages to provide that similar essence of the original movie, especially during its finale episode, where it actually felt like they were giving an homage to the movie with its dark take on humor and a fun take on serious action sequences.
You alive, babe?
Yeah.
This show is clearly what I was not expecting from a series adaptation of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because last year in 2023, there was a series adaptation of True Lies, which struck very close to the setting of the movie with its theme and tone of the show, but in a slight cliched way of sitcom with warm gradient and bright vibrant colors, which I would like to make clear that it's nothing wrong. However, here in this show, they took their own creative liberty, which was done in a way that actually felt aligned with the theme and setting of the movie, but still able to maintain its own originality. The series does have a difference in its tone of the setting, where the original was a light-hearted action comedy, and here the show has a more serious tone, with a feeling of danger that provides a layer of ever-present tension in the scenes. The humor and comedy is also present in its theme, although it can be a bit dry and dark, quite contrary to the originals. Here the show will also emphasize on drama with a heavy hand. Doesn't matter whether it is romantic drama or situational drama, and for the most part you will like it, as this provides a certain degree of depth and substance to the storytelling. But when drama overstays its welcome, the pacing starts feeling dragged out, and that is the exact case here, because not only the initial episodes are affected by this, that will definitely require your patience, but the dull, slow-paced moments will also make their appearance here and there in the other episodes as well. That definitely made it hard to binge watch the show. So, ultimately I will say this, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the series is a great spin-off take on the premise of original movie, where the entire setting and direction feels quite cinematic with a serious colder overtone alongside flares of drama and dark comedy. The fun action element might be a little lacking here with the exception of finale episode. Still, the show manages to be a good drama with well done performances and an enjoyable watching experience. But I can't recommend it to everyone, even though I'm gonna score it high based on technicality. Nonetheless, the heavy emphasis on drama with slow-paced progression of story makes it a hard pick for an overall recommendation. Still, this is not a bad show, in fact a pretty good one. The only catch is you have to be patient enough to get into the vibe of the series. So folks, that's it from my side today. Thank you for watching the video. Please let me know your thoughts on it. If you have already watched the season, do let me know your experience on the comment section. And also let me know if there are any other movies, series or anime you'd like me to review and figure out if they're actually worth the watch. So don't forget to drop a like, comment your feedbacks, subscribe for more incoming videos, and I'll see you soon in the next one.